everybody, Orphe here. Welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Last time, we investigated Sakura's death. We did the fourth investigation, and I kind of agreed with Monokuma that it was a bit of a boring investigation. I think it is probably like the most boring investigation in the game, but I think the trial definitely makes up for that. We had one new skill we learned, which is crystal protection. Recent argument, the three statements were last. The fact that you're non-thought debate in the both time battle final strike. That is a very good skill from Yasuhiro, but yeah, it's definitely a good skill at all, but I have so little SP and I kind of want to keep it I have on. And the thing is, I definitely remember what truth bullets I need to use a lot of the time, so it would be more helpful if I didn't remember which truth bullets I didn't need to use, but since I remember all the time, yeah, I'll just stick with it. It's especially very helpful in mean mode. So I'm gonna stick with the skills we had in the last trial because that's the only one we knew, we learned, and we didn't get too much skill points, so yeah. Anyways, let's begin the trial.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
I know, I already started.
Deja vu.
I know,
The
this
one who
happened
killed
in the last
Sakura
trial.
is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Hina seems really sure one of those three is the killer, but she must have some reason for believing that. And we're starting.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
There's gotta be some reason why Hina feels so strongly.
It was one of you killed.
And what reason
Yeah.
did...
Because you hated her.
Is that it?
That's the only reason you have her accused?
No, that's wrong.
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
I want to clean my glasses. Hold on, I'll be right back. I have no glasses cleaner, so I'm finding an alternative. Alright, sorry about that. I wish I remembered to do that before we started this, but whatever.
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. Does that mean one of them did it?
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
Okay, dumbass. I'll see you.
Come on. There's no way none of you went. At least one of you is lying.
Those three are definitely contacted, but they claim they never went to see Sakura. But I don't think that's true. One of them is definitely lying.
The fact that Sakura, there's no way that one of you is
I don't deny that I never went.
I didn't.
Yeah, same here.
No, that's wrong. Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's
Ever
Now you
since we
stuff
got
in
into
my
the
heart.
warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago.
Oh,
It doesn't
really?
have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
No. Here, one of your second candy right, but Sakura could only have gotten the candy after he was in her office. It is when Sakura got that candy.
I got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was,
You fucking dumbass. You are so
oh,
bad.
that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all! I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious!
All of you are incredibly suspicious.
It's not just normal hostility! You're the real culprit! I even have proof!
Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
You fucking dumbass. What a shining message you didn't be.
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message.
Now you get
Just
it
like
right.
what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on.
Uh-oh, you got Kyoko
Where
to
did you
jump
see
in.
that
You're
dying
so
message
fucked,
of hers?
Kyoko.
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Hold on. When Kyoko found the magazine of dying message, it was on the magazine.
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
Uh-huh. No, there's an obvious problem with 074.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
No, there's definitely something wrong with what you said just now.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when it was only after I found the magazine tucked away on the when I pulled it out.
What's your problem?
What I said
Think
makes
it's
total
magazine
sense.
belts? Oh god, I have to take one of these two.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's
Body was discovered.
There we go, the magazine tells.
No, that's wrong.
Like, wait, which one was it? Magazine tells, yes.
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it?
It matters at all.
All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
Yeah, me either.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Dad. No, I actually do that. No, I Sakura wrote that message. Alright, boy, go down the hole already. Now that means I'm
Show
probably
me
gonna
the
get real
proof.
quiet here.
I'm at least 30% right.
You know, rhythm.
The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right.
Yeah, I'm sorry I have to
The
focus
occult
here.
is bullcrap. The end is nigh.
Alright.
Show me the.
This should prove it.
Yeah, I always gotta focus during this, because it's rhythm and I have to hear it. God.
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
He admits it.
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
Okay, you're admitting to killing her.
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there,
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Sure, thanks.
and that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. Going to end it today. Going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew! I knew she was gonna try and kill me! She was gonna kill me and make her escape! So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
Hold on, Hina.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
What did I hear did that doesn't make sense? Why the magazine was
A gun! That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh. Well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then, he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf.
Yep.
In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Someone who didn't like what we were not. There's only one choice.
A gun! It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Is he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right?
But she was hit twice.
Hiro just admitted it.
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't really seen the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer, and we have to prove that. Well, yeah, it's pretty obvious what we're doing here, the fact that she got attacked twice.
I didn't want...
Sakura suffered 2 blows to the head. That was Kyoko's examination
but
suffering.
I did it.
Okay.
I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf
Try to
nearby,
double check which one it was.
and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
Gonna sneak up
You
on
hit
her.
her from behind.
That's probably
And you
Miyaki
only
talking
hit her
there.
once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
Only a single attack.
After the first
If you
swing, the
were-
bottle shattered. And she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer!
Hiro had Sakura that she was putting in here.
I didn't want to, but I grabbed a Monokuma and I hit Ogre from behind.
You hit her from, and you only hit.
Yeah.
Just once.
No, that's wrong. If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Huh? 2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on! How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice? With 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves.
Is it Eggman's Gambit time?
There's something very suspicious about those bottles.
I think it's Eggman's Gambit time.
Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used.
Yeah.
Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
I know, it's really obvious. We just gotta get through the Eggman's Gambit. According to the Monokuma about this, starting from there, the connection must be... Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Nope, that's not a C. I need a C. I need a C. Chess. I need a P. I need a P. P. I. E. C. E. Good, they all spawn there pretty well.
Now I understand.
Hi. That was some good spawning of the letters at the end there.
That's it! The chess pieces! Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess
got a
piece.
crick in it again. God damn it.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was... the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh! So the queen is missing.
Yep.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Yeah! Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
When the ball was missing, it was broken. What the hell would excited even be?
I got it! The bottle must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
What is a single broken bottle? The evidence that proves it is a Monokuma bottle experiment.
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is... there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces. Which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
So we know the second missing Monokuma bottle of Volp's case must have been used by Sakura's second death.
I got it! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am.
Hero!
Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
Do we really need to hear it?
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
You did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
I know, right?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Alright, fair.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come
I
loose.
think they've been loose this whole game.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
What? Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Whoa, why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but
clean out my computer before this. It's not ridiculous at all. I definitely proved this just overriding the record. I cleaned out my PlayStation 4 before this. I didn't clean out my computer. So far, run this present triangle button during your final strike without a second thought. And from now on, you're gonna have to pay a little extra attention to your food sing below. Now you have to choose the proper truth pill to use during the coup de grace. You select that the same way you do during non-stop days. Simply press the L1 button. If you no burst, you're going to return your set to me regardless, just this once. By the way, you're about halfway through the game now, don't you? That's a fucking lie. We are way past the point of halfway through the game. We are way past the point of halfway through the game. That is the biggest lie ever, game. We are way past that
lie. I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you.
I wish I had the ability that gets to it once.
I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie. That's enough. It's a lie. I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no. That's enough.
No.
That's enough!
This should prove it.
I almost pressed triangle there. That was second thought, and I was like, ah, wait a second.
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Yeah!
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Damn, she pulled fast with Miyake.
She just straight up admitted it.
Yeah, when Miyake gets on
Then
her,
you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again?
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's
God
note,
damn.
I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Wow, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw that blood, I fainted right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Her, you mean?
Haha, guess who's back?
It was your fault after all!
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories.
Oh.
So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No,
She's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
Oh boy.
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Oh boy.
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Cause normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack no problem!
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
So that's good. Keep talking like that. Nina's gonna...
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
I thought for sure you'd have to work your hair on that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd? Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling!
It's not over yet, is it? I think that Sakura is...
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me! I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
The main problem here is that the second Danganronpa really was becoming below.
I was just, and all of a sudden, I remember waking up.
You were taken by surprise. So you smashed her.
You got it!
And where did the attack?
Right where I woke up, I killed her there in front of the shelf!
No, that's wrong. We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
That has to be it. I've never heard there's attacking from the magazine shelf.
I got
One
it!
thing I thought was way at the bottom. Oops.
Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me! I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors!
Fucking liar.
There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that!
Liar.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
A goddamn lie.
But
Like,
Plus,
she's fucking...
the biggest mystery
The way
of all,
those scissors
the
were
locked room,
impaled to the people
still
in
has
that
yet to be
fucking
explained.
report that
Until
we
we
saw,
take care of that,
they were,
we
it's a
can't say
fucking,
this case has
it
been
was into
properly settled.
stone, goddammit, the stone fucking cracked.
Oh, that
Like,
part's easy.
goddammit.
After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's possible.
Maybe no way Toko's hiding in the locker because I saw it for
I
myself.
got it! Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know! What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her! Thank you very much! You're lying!
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head!
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
We really do think I'm so important. They're about fluctuation idiots. I think it's actually the
What was
Monokuma
it that
this time.
killed Ogre?
I think it's actually the Monokuma
If
this
it wasn't
time.
from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
Sakura's got the death.
What was it? If it wasn't from Jill, then what was it?
There's no other what killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than...
Look at the Monokuma file, goddammit! He gets it to us for a reason. Like, goddammit, look at it.
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean... maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
We finally got to this point.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
Your ego is getting ahead of you, Bianca.
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can... explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along!
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
The fucking idiot.
Well, yeah, good point.
Oh my god,
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
I'll play the actor shows. I'm sure I know where he got it.
I got it!
Brain had to think for a
Poison was
moment. I was
actually
like,
in
wait a
Section A,
second.
wasn't
I was only half paying attention. What the fuck?
But you just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't
Especially
it?
doesn't help
Why
the
would there
games.
be a bottle of
Whenever the
poison
game asks
mixed
a
in
question,
all
it
those
is random
nutritional
every time
acids?
what order it will be in.
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Got kept with a bottle of poison to his lips.
Master!
I was so shocked at what we were seeing, all we could do was just stand there and watch. It's the most natural thing in the world. Byakuya was as calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
You are so fucking
What are you
cocky
talking
and
about?
confident.
I'm talking about the
Goddamn,
protein,
this
of course.
trial is just Byakuya. Just
Protein?
fucking, oh my god.
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Like, so arrogant. I love it.
Sure, do whatever you like.
Yoko took a bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of contents with one finger. That's their finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Made
Correct.
such a fucking show
There
of
wasn't
it.
poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder. The poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
Bottle poison was filled with protein powder, which would mean that conversely poison must have been in could it be? Oh boy, Hangman Gambit again! I think this is the last Hangman Gambit for this trial. Oh god, okay. I need an R, I need an R! Need the game to give me an R! I need a T! That. Now an E! And the end's gone. R again, R. The game does not like to give me R's. I. K. There it is.
Now I understand.
Protein drink! Cool.
Poison.
Compared
must
to the
have been
last
poured
Hangman's
into the
Gambit, I was
protein
not
can.
having the greatest luck with
If the protein's in the
letters there, but
poison
okay.
bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Whatever.
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something at the scene. We just solved the Hangman's Gambit for this. Did the
You're
game
saying
really
you gave
need
her a
to
protein
make us
drink,
ask
right?
again? God.
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
The evidence goes to switch them. It has to be. Where is it? Footprints in the powder.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
Oh?
It was me. The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then, Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
The people wearing sneakers are Makoto and Hina. Even if Makoto and Leon are correct, Leon's fucking dead, so...
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
These footprints must be Makoto, are they yours? No! Okay, let me see your suit and I'll confirm this after myself.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it. All at once. And then...
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
Oh!
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well... that doesn't matter! Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Kyoko and Kyoko are fighting.
Are you
Oh
sure
boy.
about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
Okay, section
And
C.
is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Okay.
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
Section
So
C.
then I moved to Section A and got the
Section A.
protein powder. And that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you
I
just
know,
told.
same, Makoto.
First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
But that's true. Isn't that a little strange?
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
Yeah, okay, you should see the contradiction as well. How long? Let's figure it out. Uncover the full truth of this case.
First I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A. And that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A. Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate this?
I'm sure there's something strange here. We can just look. Definitely got to something I already know.
First I went to, that's when I grabbed the, and you spilled some of the, yeah. Okay, I moved from sections.
No.
No,
that's
that's wrong. You said you went to get the poison from Section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A.
Yeah.
That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
She just said she did.
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
I was just nervous. I didn't know if I left the footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well,
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
well, you see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
Oh shit, Byakuya,
And
freaking
the
the fuck out.
footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
Dude,
It
Byakuya's
was
fucking
hidden
falling apart
inside the
here. It's
bottle
so
of
good.
poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
A piece of glass.
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it? Huh?
Tell him, Makoto. But this time I think he does need to hear it from me.
If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
Chocolate with that Kyoko found the poison. Here's the record window.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was it about what it should have been in when the boat with the record window? From what Hina told us, it should have been in Section C.
shoot!
Oops, I misremembered which section.
I got it!
Yay, first penalty.
The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina?
Penalty
And
for
yet,
misremembering which section
somehow
was.
a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
It is a little bit complicated to remember all the
Hina
little
told us
things.
was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast.
Too fast for you, huh?
I'll grant
Okay.
you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here.
Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
Yeah! That's why he's so fucking pissed. 3 feet thick with his evidence. Someone brought the protein can working after it's open. He doesn't fucking know, and it's so good! Oh my god, that was some of the best voice acting in the fucking game! Holy shit!
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible! It had to have been in there the whole time! It had to be! It was in there before the rec room was unlocked!
That's so good. Something can prove that someone brought the protein can in the rec room after it was open.
When it comes to that, there's not a doubt until, though, it absolute.
So you're someone plant?
No. It had to have been in there the whole time! It had to be! It was in there before the rec room was unlocked!
No, that's wrong. You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course! It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already! Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
I got a point from Ken brought to the rec room. Had to have been
I got it!
Sakura.
I
Getting
think
my health back.
it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself?
What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
Not a lot. Sakura definitely went to Section C. I have to get Hina to admit that. Oh boy. It's not about time battle this thing. That's been 3 this fucking time.
You're a liar!
Hey,
What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! I'm telling you, I did it! Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
This should prove
There we
it.
go. I was like, it's source of power or yellow power? I think it's yellow powder.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing.
Yep.
Which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura. Oops. I accidentally picked that.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it. All so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because of course, Sakura wanted to break
I got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I have to to go get them. To go get the others. The shaky leg's gonna let the rest of them.
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room...
I got everyone. Over! That's he's dead, huh? He's been killed, I see.
While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is! Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
Closing argument time. Oh boy. Where's Byakuya? So, come on, Byakuya. This, alright, there's only one place I see people have trouble with. Here in Arian's panel, it's when Toko gets her record and hides. So, because there's two here, there's one here and one here. Because she comes out of the locker here. The main difference that maybe you would like, you can't tell which is coming out, which is coming in. This is her going into the locker, and then this is her coming out of the locker. And the reason you can tell that's her coming out of the locker is because in this one she is sweating compared to this one. And obviously she's sweating after this. So that's how I like to see it. That's how I like to think of, because she's sweating after seeing Hero attack Sakura. That's how I like to see it, but that's just, you know, that's how I like to think about it. Anyways, on to, the closing argument. I just have to do this now.
Here's exactly what happened. This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. And she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened, knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Because Sakura was Sakura herself.
My entire
Okay, we're done here.
existence!
What did you
So
say?
that's the whole truth, I see. There's the one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
You know, why did you try to cover up what happened? Truth hadn't come to life, you would have died along with the rest of us.
What are you thinking?
And yet you, why did you do that?
Don't be mean!
Yeah, we almost died there.
What is this?
Because that's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died, because you all pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why.
You should have been the one to die.
Couldn't let her be the only one that died.
What?
You don't mean you didn't take us all with you? To atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We'll have to pay for our crimes. Lyris, that's...
What is this?
Still don't understand? Let me explain. Really just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died. Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. That's... Found it on the ground in front of her record. Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jacket attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer. It's all my fault after all. Now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
Not attacked me, but because of me.
I can't forgive
My closest friend got hurt. Sakura. Because of me. My friends are all going to kill each other. It's all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. But everything was her fault. That's why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. But she has to meet with them. You has to meet with those three? I can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry. I just want to talk to them.
But...
Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. They all gang up on you at once, even you.
Hina.
Please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
They're friends.
Sakura. She completely believed in all of us. You just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend of all of us. And yet...
Why?
And yet... You trample all our feelings and then you did the unthinkable. Well, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. You believed in you. You wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. By asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
I won't forgive
Have any
you.
idea how desperate she was seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. Instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
Why?
That's how far you pushed her.
Huh?
Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
You came. Wait right here, I'll help you out.
Hina.
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
A favor?
Some protein.
Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on, I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. That's when I realized. I saw someone taking something from the poison self. Sakura ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. By the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura!
Please!
Let me in. Please open the door.
Why? Why?
Why'd she have to die? She had weaknesses just like any other person. A cut, she bled. Someone hurt her, she felt it. It's a weakness, that's normal. And yet,
Why?
we all blamed her. Tried to protect her and I suffered for her, and that should add to the weight she had to carry. I didn't even realize it. You know, we all killed her, all of us. Pushed her in a corner, we murdered her.
Why?
Like I shouldn't be allowed to live. That's why you tried to lead us astray? Your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died aiding all of us. I wanted to free her of her regret. But even that got found out. I wasn't going to do anything for her. Get her face her after this.
Hey! Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt right now when you're about to leave your phone tearjerker, but
Hey!
it just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really have an idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What'd you say? I think you just said nothing but your interpretation, right? Not an opinion on what or suicide no men.
What are you saying?
Of course I know what you think is hurting me.
In other words,
What I'm really trying to say is,
yes
you didn't
indeed.
think our foundation is shaky? What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course.
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note. What? But Hina already...
Too bad.
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby.
It's
The one Sakura
true.
addressed to Hina and put it in her room.
Huh?
What then? Lying to me?
Unbelievable.
Don't say lie. Make it sound so dirty. I guess I liven things up a bit.
Well now.
I can't help it, baby. Took my little scribbles at face value. It didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little...
Damn it.
I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. I falsify evidence. I affect the outcome of the class trial. Case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Heck, you need the will had factored in. This still would have been between you guys. The product, all part of production product, okay? And scene. Cut!
And?
And what's your real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, read in my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey!
And you know, have you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? That came up with the idea of letting you know when you kill yourself in the first place.
But hold on.
It's just so unfortunate. Killing yourself is just a final, you know. You can hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Kiss me the willies.
Enough already.
You get on with it, please.
Yes indeed.
Okay. Geez, how about buzzkill? Alright, here we go. My good friend Hina, there's something to tell you. I do like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
I don't... Okay. It was our first night in this strange school. The mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
Here's the problem. They don't voice the whole thing. It's just parts that are voiced and parts that aren't. It's really weird. I don't know why it's like this. You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch. So even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. What neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan had changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached an era stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw a weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
that's how I came to feel. That's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because that I said her secret made everyone else hate her. Her sentence stay true to you all led directly to all of you hating for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic, or just moronic.
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me, which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The Mastermind knew that eventually it escalated into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control. To fulfill that obligation, I decided to do as the Mastermind's commanded. I'll do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the Mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
And Sakura didn't feel cornered. She didn't die hating us.
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting, to protect us.
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong, too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, no normal person could do that.
However,
It's only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really, truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is a path that I have chosen. That is the only way I've left to distinguish myself. As you can use this note to quickly bring this class trial to an end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I want you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully that they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But...
This is... I didn't understand. She felt not at all. And we were close and still...
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, our meeting is like totally pointless. You guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost end up doing it anyway. I see you were good for no purpose at all. In fact, it was because I was too manly, but the rest of you nearly picked the big one.
Too bad.
Yes, there's all blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean, next victim? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
Eh? First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Because she made us remember. No one needs to hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight. All because of our misplaced hatred.
Well?
I don't blame her. I can't blame her. Nobody can blame me either. What? Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered because the only need destroyed is you, nobody else.
What? What do you want?
What the heck? That's not how it's supposed to go.
How strange.
Anyway, are you sure about that? This killing him is coming off you, remember?
Hey!
And me is each other. He's absolutely right about that.
Phew!
Our lovely Byakuya, you understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I'm bowing out of the game! Yeah, I fucking love that part!
Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny reality of the game. Thanks to them, it appeared the Arctic has aside their fear for this game.
Don't make me repeat
There's no
myself.
point in participating in a game with this loss that set and excitement. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it.
What?
What's going on here? And I have only one thing to look forward to.
It's all clear.
And that is to eat the hardest possible punch onto the one that thinks he can control me. Byakuya, does this mean... Don't misunderstand. I haven't anyway some solve this sentimentalism, if that's what you're thinking. Where master goes, I go. If the mastermind turned out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire. Everyone.
Hey.
Well, now can you say a Sakura that had no meaning? How boring. But nothing good could come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
What the heck?
The fun time? Anyway, let's forget all that good-for-nothing backstab and get back on track.
You want me to punish
Because we all been waiting for punishment time!
What?
Papa Sakura technically killed her, and she did! You're not gonna...
But...
Is it me?
Wrong.
Oh, heavens no. Just because I'm black and dead doesn't mean I can just settle whatever rule student I want. Didn't I tell you I'm very particular about the fair times one rule?
Listen up.
I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste. For a special punishment, I prepared a special guest! Special guest?
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time! You! You suck, man! You're a little mangled looking junk! Phew.
Well, that really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go curl up with clean chicken. Charlie said the proposed workout grilled chicken's worth that. I'm all about that grilled goodness. Alright, bro, give me a break. The color smell the succulents. Grill's worth that.
So...
I realize how dangerous it could be. Still, I have to do this.
But...
Scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but
still...
I think about everyone else. My courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just an inhuman AI, but it's true. So it's okay.
Gonna do
As for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. Anger turned to fury, black and muddled, boiling over. Bubbled through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out my mouth. How dare you! That was my friend! How dare you kill him!
What's the matter?
You're a friend with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Your friend with a basketball? Shut the hell up! I'm just a laptop. He was my friend! You killed him! That's what you call animism? Or still trust in all things, even like laptops? Oh, you can call whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got my way. It was trying to find things out. I was sneaky.
Just as I thought.
So you finally noticed him.
Actually...
Finally? No. I knew about it from the very beginning. I knew you were doing something with a laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how they were going to play out from the start. What?
What are you thinking?
You knew when you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge.
Yep.
I mean, the data in the laptop, it was, I guess you'd call it a gift from me to you.
Phew.
I mean, more like a reward in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey,
Of course I didn't care if you got access to that. But sneaking in on network was just too personal, so I had to do a little, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
I'll keep being helpful to everyone. I work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here. Well, he wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed. Yeah, the bump time made me feel a billion times better.
Very
Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It kind of makes me remember that every low can get even lower. His death wasn't meaningless either. Everyone who died so far, death of each and every one of our friends. They all make us stronger. Swear to God, someday you will pay for this.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Holy moly, you're Superman. Like, this unreasonably upset.
Well?
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript?
Yep.
Yeah, there's still a bit more left the Sakura's note.
Huh?
Huh? Ooh, do I have your attention? Okay then, here we go.
Hello.
Prayers for the desolate tones of yours truly. What started thinking you knew something like you tell the others. That's a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school. A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the mastermind often on the whole time I've been here, so I've learned one thing. Which is, mine has done something to us. I think what they've done is... Oopsie! That was a close one. Oh, we're hip deep in spoiler territory.
Too bad.
Okay, I don't want to ruin this. Probably some blood business for today. Well, you just can't stop at the most important bit. Makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? Makes you so mad you don't even freaking know, huh?
You guys!
That's the whole point, stupid! To get back at you all for hardening your resolve. I bet at least Sakura knows. Better than you, greaseball to have it. But...
Too bad.
It sucks for you, loser. Wait, what's this?
What?
What is it now?
What?
There's one last line in the note. Now let me just say this to the mastermind. Let's just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard, no matter what. And that's seriously it. Wow, a stubborn loser, huh? She won't lay down and die. She'll fight you. Whatever, who cares what some dead mufflet have to say?
Well?
Okay, I'm out of here. She has to try and get some rest, you know. I need to take some time to register how you approach this school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut through the regret to the outside world? Think about that. I think long, think hard. Those were his parting words to us before disappearing. What was that all about? Sakura's final message, her last clue to help us solve the mystery of the school. The mastermind did something to us? Yoko said something like that before, didn't she? Except the Celeste trial was over.
You.
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Who?
What?
Hey,
Answer me, what did you do to my body? The mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they saying the mastermind did? What did the mastermind do to us? I mean, did the mastermind plant a bomb on us or something? And try to leave the school, a sensor goes off. And the bomb explodes. I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, but it's not totally unheard of. No, I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo,
The last trial was over, Monokuma's gone.
but...
So now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there other than to head back up?
Yeah,
okay, let's get out of here. But, you must still feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
I would never have lost that kind of challenge. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones that figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Shut up. Seriously, I'm sorry. How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that the last one? I haven't reached the point where I need someone to apologize. I mean, more than once.
Sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then, I'll try. Huh? Eh? That totally wasn't normal, right? It's capture his flag.
No, 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 no!
Someone who disturbed the room and me master!
Huh?
What are you talking about? That's really not what's happening here. I didn't ever go for a sleazeball like him.
What did you say?
Sleazeball.
What the heck?
That's right, I called you a sleazeball, because you are a sleazeball.
I see.
Apparently you still have a death wish. Oh, more fighting sarcasm. No wonder you don't have any friends.
No, 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 no!
Not fighting a master, making me jealous. I want the abuse, give and take. Me! Guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. That's how it is for now. So Sakura's class trial came to an end. We returned to the World Health Academy. The story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms, and before long, night snuck up on us. What a much better chapter. Moda makes a ton of sense. Sakura couldn't fight the mastermind because she was still injured, and now she's basically running out of time before someone else would kill someone else. Like, good way to deal with this. Nighttime descended and pulled me down along with it, down to sleep. Couldn't remember the last time I fell in such a deep sleep. But night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice. Wake up. Wake up. Huh? Voice turning from deep somewhere in a hazy half conscious in my eyelids are like blood.
Kyoko?
yes, it's me.
Huh? Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
At first I was wide awake. What are you doing here?
It's true.
I'm here to wake you up. I see it. Wait, but my door! It's unlocked. You're unbelievably careless. It's unlocked? Are you serious?
Hey,
Always. And you don't have to overreact like that every time you're surprised. What time is it?
correct.
3 o'clock in the morning, of course. It's 3 a.m.? Why's Kyoko waking me up at this hour? I mean, 3 a.m. is when I started recording this chapter, so... It's so late. What happened?
Makoto.
I have a favor to ask. What's your favor?
So...
Remember what Sakura said at the end of her note? I'm not just gonna lay down and die, I will fight you. I'll find out what she meant by that. Okay, but how do you plan to do that? And Kyoko put her lips next to my ear and whispered. The data center on the 4th floor. What?
Goodbye.
I'll meet you there. Without another word, she was gone. What the? Her words reverberated through my half-dazed head. The data center? I thought it was locked. I made my way into the after-hours school and I headed for the data center on the 4th floor. Eventually, I wound up at the data center. When I arrived, Kyoko's not here. That's weird. She said she'd meet me. Is she maybe already inside? But I entered the door and with a certain amount of force, it didn't open. I tried again, but it must be locked. What was it Kyoko said? Data center on the 4th floor?
What's this?
Oh, what are you doing up, mister? Yeah. Breaking in a locker in the clearly irritated, don't you know? Well, you're trying to tell me you didn't actually bust in yet, right? But
Hey!
I can see that you don't. Don't waste my time telling me crap I can see for myself.
Unbelievable.
I think you might break it in a second, but I thought I'd just give you a friendly reminder. Are you gonna try and tell me you were sleepwalking or something? No, nothing like that. At 3 o'clock in the morning, for crying out loud. Even I get tired, you know. Not being weird and go back to bed. What's wrong now?
Just a second.
Why are you out here making a racket? Kyoko.
You too? You guys?
Whatever, the two of you, just get back to bed. I'm probably exhausted from the class trial.
It's true.
Sure, you got it. Come on, Kyoko, let's head back. What?
Hey,
Didn't you hear me? We're leaving. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
shall we go?
Don't worry about it. Let's just go. Okay. Yeah, come on, get out of here. Chew. So we left and went back to our rooms. And then,
Goodbye.
goodbye. Hold on! Listen, what was all that about just now? You hooked me up, made me go to the data center, which also happened to be locked. Then she set up late and we leave without checking a single thing. What's the point of all that? Don't worry about it. I figured that'd be the end of our conversation, just like always, but...
Goodbye.
Well then, good night. Sure. And then that was over. But as I turned to leave...
Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Kyoko's right next to me once again, whispering into my ear.
Mukuro Ikusaba. The 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.